Okay, so our next lesson, we're still talking about ratios. We're also using two new terms. So one is rate. A rate is a ratio that compares two quantities that have different units. So quantities, that's just a fancy word for numbers, and units are just measurement units. So our first problem here, we're talking about the number of classes in a block. They're talking about dance classes compared to money. So this can be written as a rate because it's two different quantities with different units, money and the number of classes. A unit rate is a rate in which the second quantity in the comparison is 1 unit. So if I could run, let's just pretend here, 3 miles for every 1 hour, that is a unit rate because this at the bottom is related to 1. Okay? All right, so let's look. It says Kim pays $90 for every block of 5 dance classes. What rate can you write to represent this block of classes? So that's just $90 for every 5 classes. That's a rate, just like we said over here, different units. Complete the diagram to find the unit rate for classes in the 5 class block. What's the cost per class? Okay, so to find the unit rate, just like I showed you over here, we need to get this denominator to become 1. Okay, I'm going to do it with easier numbers though. So instead of using this rate, I'm going to say 140 for every 10 classes. Okay, they've already told us we're going to be using division to get this to become 1 class. I picked these two numbers because dividing by 10 is easy. Okay, I know 10 divided by 10 equals 1, and I know I have to divide by the same number here to keep everything nice and equivalent. So when I take a number and I divide it by 10, like 140, I know the decimal's here, and when I divide by 10, all I have to do is bring in that decimal place one time, and my answer is 14. Okay, so our answer is just $14 for 1 class. Okay, we could have done it their way, 90 divided by 5. But in order for me to do 90 divided by 5, I have to do the long division way. Maybe you can do it in your head, but I've never been great at holding numbers in my head. So then I would get this. 5 goes into 40. What did I do wrong here, guys? Oh, sorry. Okay, so I'm not going to get the same answer here. I'm going to get 18. And that was, I was like, wait, what did I do? So this $14 for 1 class is if you buy 10 classes. Okay, this is like they're giving you a deal. All right, this one, if you spend $90 to get 5 classes, it's going to cost you $18 per class. So what this place is trying to do is it's trying to give you an incentive to buy more classes because they're cheaper per class. You've probably seen this at a store. Buy 1 for $10 or 2 for $8. So they're giving you a deal. I just didn't look at that ahead and I thought this should be the same, okay? Explain in words what you did to find the cost per class in part B. So essentially what we did is we take the rate, use the rate. Let's use their example, which was $90 for 5 classes, and divide by, we divided by 5 on this one. That's what I did here in order to find a unit rate. Okay, a unit is just 1. So whenever you think of the word unit, it's always 1. So whatever the denominator is, we divide by that to make it into 1. All right, so let's do the last one. It wants us to do this to get our amount for 8 classes. So let's just think about this. I know when it was $90 for 5 classes, it's 18 per class. And when we did this one, it was 14 per class. So I'm just gonna make a crazy guess before I do my math that this number is somewhere between 14 and 18. But let's actually do our math down here. So we need to do 120 divided by 8.
This is work. I can't do my work now. Oh my god. Here, let me.
Why? Hold on, give me 1 second.
Okay. He